Roman Reigns returns to stop the Bloodline. Brock Lesnar retires from WWE. A released WWE star was fired because of his backstage behavior. Alexa Bliss sends a message to Bray Wyatt on his 37th birthday. A female WWE superstar asks to join the Judgment Day. Logan Paul responds to major allegations about Prime. A major WWE star will interfere in Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. Paul Heyman brings a 3-time champion to the Bloodline. A former WWE champion returns to help Randy Orton against Tama Tonga, and more. Let's dive right in. Brock Lesnar retires from WWE. Brock Lesnar is one of the most renowned names in the world of pro wrestling, with a decorated career. However, it could be a matter of time before he hangs up his boots and bids adieu to his WWE career, as it is seemingly nearing its final days. The Beast Incarnate could possibly retire at SummerSlam 2026. The speculation came in the wake of WWE's recent announcement regarding the biggest party of the summer. SummerSlam 2026 will be held at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which happens to be Lesnar's hometown. Therefore, it marks the perfect stage for the former WWE Champion to wrap up the Beast's illustrious career. Lesnar, who is currently on hiatus, may return to the Stamford-based promotion soon for one last run in the company. He could deliver some blockbuster matches and feuds in the meantime, before eventually drawing the curtains on his WWE career in 2026. Since Brock Lesnar's hometown will host SummerSlam 2026, there's a good possibility that he could retire at the spectacular event. It will pave the way for an ideal farewell to his illustrious pro wrestling career. WWE's current roster is stacked with some incredible talents, as there are several superstars who could deliver dream matches with the Beast Incarnate. Although it is too early to predict his status for SummerSlam 2026, there's a possibility that Lesnar will be part of the summer extravaganza, since it will be held in his hometown. Brock Lesnar could face Braun Breaker in his potential retirement match at the biggest party of the summer in Minneapolis. Breaker is one of the most talented superstars in the Stamford-based promotion, and is undeniably the future of this industry. His sheer strength and in-ring charisma are unparalleled. Therefore, the 26-year-old star could arguably be the guy to share the ring with the former WWE champion in his potential farewell match at SummerSlam 2026. Fans have always drawn parallels between the two stars due to their wrestling styles and resemblance. Brock Lesnar could pass on the torch to the former NXT champion, as it would significantly elevate Braun Breaker's career. This will build him as the next face of WWE, who could carry the company forward in the coming years. While it is debatable if Breaker could fill Lesnar's shoes, he could surely carry on the Beast Incarnate's legacy after he bids adieu to his WWE career. A released WWE star was fired because of his backstage behavior. A new report has shed light on the reasons why a released star was not pushed during his time in WWE. It was revealed that it was Cameron Grimes' behavior that made the company apprehensive of pushing him to the top of the card. Grimes released an emotional video on April 23rd last month, in which he revealed that he had been cut from the Stamford-based promotion. Though the 30-year-old star achieved moderate success in NXT, where he was a one-time North American champion, his main roster run fizzled out in no time. While his 6-second win over Baron Corbin on SmackDown generated high hopes, Grimes was soon forgotten. His last match came on the April 12th episode of SmackDown, where he was squashed by Braun Breaker in just over a minute. Ringside News has revealed some interesting details about why he had an underwhelming run in WWE. It was noted that Cameron Grimes' behavior held him back, and that his constant complaining about his position did him no favors. A few weeks back on Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws, EC3 predicted nothing but great things for Grimes in the future. He stated that Cameron Grimes could succeed as a coach after his in-ring career wraps up, and looked back at how the latter was good at laying down matches during their time in TNA. He would be a very good coach, and he will be one day. So I think that might always be the backup thing they say. You'll have a job for life, EC3 stated. He'll probably be a coach too. He's got a great mind. It's really ahead of its time, at least when I worked with him in TNA, conceiving finishes, where somebody that probably lied to him, who doesn't understand the business, notices that about him. It remains to be seen how things work out for Cameron Grimes post his WWE release, and if he finds his way back to the promotion down the line. Alexa Bliss sends a message to Bray Wyatt on his 37th birthday. WWE Superstar. Alexa Bliss penned a heartfelt message for the late Bray Wyatt in her latest tweet. Wyatt tragically passed away on August 24th last year. The WWE Superstar was only 36 years old. Unfortunately, the industry lost one of its brightest stars to a heart attack. The wrestling world collectively mourned Wyatt's death. Alexa Bliss, a close friend of Wyatt, has sent a heartfelt message on X remembering the Eater of Worlds on his 37th birthday. "We miss you, Wyndham. Happy birthday." Back in 2022, Little Miss Bliss did an interview with BT Sport. She discussed a lot of topics, including her on-screen alliance with Bray Wyatt. The former Raw Women's Champion revealed that she had a ton of fun while working with Wyatt. This was the most fun I've ever had in my entire career, I can easily say, was this time period. I've never had more fun in my entire life. I had pitched a character like this, Dark Alexa, way back in NXT, way back before Blake and Murphy. I've always loved doing something different. I don't love being the same character all the time. I remember I've looked and I've been like, man, I've been 6 or 7 different versions of myself, which was so fun. I love being able to portray a character. I love being able to go outside of the box, do different things, and this was the most fun. Alexa's alliance with Bray lasted for a few months before coming to an end at WrestleMania 37 in 2021. That night, Little Miss Bliss betrayed The Fiend and cost him a match against former WWE Champion Randy Orton. A wrestling veteran attacks Liv Morgan. Former WWE manager Jim Cornette is not thrilled about watching Liv Morgan challenge Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship at King and Queen of the Ring. The match was made official after Liv defeated Nia Jax and challenged Bex for a title opportunity. The Liv Morgan Revenge Tour has been steamrolling through WWE Raw. The star injured Rhea Ripley during a backstage attack, forcing her to relinquish the title. Becky then won the gold in a battle royal on Raw, only to have Morgan on her heels chasing the championship. During a recent episode of Jim Cornette Experience, the wrestling veteran stated that Becky would possibly make Liv seem like a credible threat. He took a shot at Morgan's physical stature, saying that the man was slight-built herself, and the two would complement each other well in the ring. However, Cornette claimed to have no interest in the result of the match. Oh boy, howdy. At least, Becky will make Liv look competitive size-wise since Becky is of slight build herself. Yeah, I don't care about this either. A female WWE superstar asks to join the Judgment Day. After Rhea Ripley, could another female WWE superstar join the Judgment Day? One name recently expressed interest in becoming a part of the group. The Judgment Day might be one of the most popular factions in WWE today, but as part of the storyline, there has been turmoil among its members lately. With Rhea Ripley out of action, World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest is making big decisions for the group. WWE NXT superstar Cora Jade recently spoke about the internal conflict in the Judgment Day. During her appearance on Sony Sports Network's Extra A Demal show, she said, "Sometimes family fights, sometimes families have problems, but I feel like they always fix it in the end. So I'm hoping that the Judgment Day can come back together, fix all their problems, and be a strong family." Cora Jade also teased that she could join the Judgment Day at some point down the line. Maybe one day I'll be able to join that family. We'll see. Interestingly, this idea has been discussed by another Judgment Day member in the past. Logan Paul responds to major allegations about Prime. Current WWE United States Champion Logan Paul recently responded to major allegations that were floating around on the internet about Prime by Dr. Daniel Pompa. Prime has become one of the most talked about sports energy drinks amongst the current generation, as Logan Paul and KSI's collaborative creation became the official sports drink of the UFC. And Prime's logo has been featured in the middle of the ring for every premium live event since WrestleMania XL. Recently, a video went viral by Dr. Daniel Pompa on Instagram. In the video, the doctor claims the drink has 3 times the level of forever chemicals, aka PFAS, which he claims makes it unsafe for teenage kids, who have been the target audience for the drink. Logan Paul uploaded a video on Instagram to address the allegations made by Dr. Daniel Pompa. The United States champion revealed that his team sent a cease and desist to Pompa for making such claims. He also stated that Prime is considering suing the chiropractor for spreading misinformation and damaging the brand. Logan Paul has been dealing with accusations against Prime for a while. However, concrete proof has not appeared against the sports drink, and Paul has shut down alleged claims on different occasions. Last year, Logan Paul won his first championship in the WWE when he captured the United States Championship from Rey Mysterio in Saudi Arabia. However, the star is rarely seen with the title on Friday Night SmackDown. After a successful defense against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at WrestleMania in Philadelphia, the Maverick had his eyes set on the undisputed WWE Championship on the blue brand. Logan Paul challenged Cody Rhodes for the title at WWE King and Queen of the Ring 2024 in a champion versus champion match. However, the Maverick backed out and made sure that he received a shot without putting his title on the line. Eventually, Cody Rhodes complied and gave him the title shot. It will be interesting to see if the Maverick can leave the event as a double champion in the company. A major WWE star will interfere in Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. WWE is building up towards a match that not many expected to see in Cody Rhodes' undisputed WWE Championship reign. During a recent episode of his Wrestling with Freddie podcast, Freddie Prinze Jr. predicted that LA Knight would influence the upcoming title match. Cody Rhodes is set to put his title on the line against Logan Paul at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE in Saudi Arabia, and most expect the world champion to retain his belt. Freddie Prinze Jr. also foresaw the American Nightmare holding onto the undisputed championship. However, he felt LA Knight would show up to cost Logan Paul the match. While speaking on Wrestling with Freddie, the former WWE producer and writer stated that the megastar, who recently had a brief face-off with Logan Paul on SmackDown, will appear and bust the United States champion in his face. "I have a theory on how this match is going to go," began Prince Jr. "I have no inside information or anything like that. I think Cody is going to win. I think LA Knight is going to interrupt the match. I think he is going to bust Logan Paul in the face, and I think it's going to set up a story for LA Knight and Logan Paul for the United States Championship." Freddie Prinze Jr. clarified that he didn't feel Cody Rhodes would win via DQ and believed the match could end in a no contest. The former WWE personality explained that Knight assaulting Paul satisfies all parties, as the US champ gets a win on paper, and Cody Rhodes continues his reign. "So, I have Cody winning by DQ, or our producer has Cody winning by DQ. I think it's going to actually be a no contest, and they are going to stop it or it will be a DQ, that Logan wins because he gets attacked." Paul Heyman brings a 3-time champion to the Bloodline. Paul Heyman must be feeling out of sorts right now when it comes to the Bloodline. With his tribal chief Roman Reigns gone, he has seen the tribal heir, Solo Sikoa, take his place. On top of that, he has had no contact with the former undisputed WWE champion. Meanwhile, Sikoa has welcomed Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa to the faction. However, this does not mean that he has given up on the Bloodline completely. In fact, there is a possibility that Paul Heyman is planning on bringing a 3-time champion to the faction. With a Raw Women's Championship and 2 separate runs as Women's Tag Team Champion to her name, could Nia Jax be the next big addition to the stable? The answer, as of now, is no. Nia Jax would bring nothing new to the storyline surrounding the Bloodline. Not only does the faction not require a female presence at this point, but their focus is now solely on the 2024 King of the Ring tournament. That said, it is important to note that there are reports that Paul Heyman is working closely with the irresistible force behind the scenes. When it comes to the pro wrestling business, there's no telling what the future holds. If the reports suggesting Heyman is working with Jax prove true, it could lead to an on-screen storyline in the future. But at this point, any hopes of Jax joining the group remain mere speculation. While Nia Jax joining the Bloodline does not seem plausible right now, WWE could pull the trigger on something else entirely. In this case, it could just be a female version of the group. Taking into consideration the current landscape of the women's division, it makes a lot of sense. Currently, there is only one notable faction in the women's division: Damage Control. WWE doesn't really have another group that can oppose them. This is where Nia Jax could come in as the potential leader of a female version of the Bloodline. With Jax at the helm, Naomi and Tamina could serve as her retainers. They could even have Paul Heyman manage them. A female version of the faction is definitely something WWE should consider. As of now, the WWE Universe will just have to wait and see what's in store for the Anoa'i family members. A former WWE champion returns to help Randy Orton against Tama Tonga. Randy Orton will battle Tama Tonga in the semifinals of the King of the Ring tournament on the upcoming edition of SmackDown. There's a good possibility that this match could see ringside interference from the Bloodline. As a result, a former WWE champion could return and help the Viper against Tonga in his match. The name in question is Bobby Lashley. The Almighty, who is currently away from television, might return and help Randy Orton secure a huge victory against the MFT. Lashley and the Street Profits could settle the numbers game against the Bloodline in case there's ringside interference. The speculation came in the wake of Montez Ford's recent comments on the Solo Sikoa-led faction. During his appearance on WWE's The Bump, Ford teased a potential feud with the Bloodline, highlighting that both factions are on the same brand. Besides, Bobby Lashley has a very good reason to cost Tama Tonga, as the latter defeated Angelo Dawkins, who stepped in for Lashley in the quarterfinal match. Furthermore, the former WWE champion returning and attacking Tonga could pave the way for faction warfare between the Bloodline and the Pride. Not only will it herald a spectacular feud, but it could also deliver ineffable things on SmackDown. However, the prospect of Bobby Lashley's return remains a question. Bobby Lashley was not seen on WWE television for the last 2 weeks, as he was momentarily sidelined due to an injury. There are currently no updates about his medical condition, as WWE did not provide any details regarding the situation. The possibility of the Almighty returning this week on SmackDown to help Randy Orton in his match against Tama Tonga is quite low. It is because Lashley might remain on hiatus for some time to recuperate properly before making his return to SmackDown. Besides, his involvement in Tama Tonga's business might look quite redundant at this point. Roman Reigns returns to stop the Bloodline. Randy Orton will lock horns with Tama Tonga in the semi-final of the King of the Ring tournament on WWE SmackDown. However, potential interference from the Bloodline during the match seems highly likely. Solo Sikoa and Tangaloa could interfere in the match to try and help Tama prevail over Randy Orton. However, their plans could be thwarted by a returning Roman Reigns. While it was earlier reported that Reigns might return before SummerSlam, the Tribal Chief could be forced to show up early, given the recent state of the Bloodline. The head of the table could make a comeback during the semi-final clash on Friday to help Randy Orton even the odds against the Bloodline. The potential angle would instantly establish Roman Reigns as a babyface. Meanwhile, Orton could advance to the finals of the tournament and face Gunther at King and Queen of the Ring.